As music fans, we're continuously listening to new and exciting tunes. This is something where if you just listen to the mainstream, you're actually ignoring an entire world of music that is easily accessible within your fingertips that you just maybe don't know where to go to find it or know what to look for. The true music fan continuously finds something new and exciting from the underground. Maybe somebody or a group that hasn't gotten all of that much attention or gotten their big break. Within heavy metal, there's a huge underground. It's constantly expanding, and there are literally tons and tons of bands, meaning that this series right here, this one video could transform itself into a series that never ends. But without further ado, here are 10 great heavy metal songs that you may not know about. And if you do, don't be the asshole that says, "I knew about all of them." Good for you, we'll give you a cookie. This is to help everybody, and if you want this to become a full-fledged series, then definitely let me know in the comments. So let's start with number 10. Number 10, we have Vandenplas with their song Gethsemane. Now, Gethsemane is a track that was originally written for Jesus Christ Superstar by Andrew Lloyd Webber, and Vandenplas is a progressive metal band, slash progressive rock band, that decided to take on this track as a bonus cut off of one of their albums, and performed this admirably. This is one where if you're a vocalist and you're doing the show, it's certainly important that you're able to really captivate the audience and grip the audience through the emotion of your voice throughout the song itself. If you think about what Gethsemane is all about, it's all about a very, very volatile and human moment in the near the ending point of the life of Jesus Christ, right before the crucifixion, after the scourging and everything. Gethsemane is where he goes to plead with God, stating that if this cup could pass before me, but it is not by my will, but by yours. So this is a very emotional moment in this gentleman, whether you believe in him or not, life, in the story. This is in a critical position. And this is one that's handled amazingly by this band. The music swirls around it and really peaks and hints at all the right times, and the vocals are the key. This is one of the best vocal performances I probably have ever heard for any song. It's one that constantly inspires me. It's one where I wished like hell for a long period of my life that I could sing this song, and tried admirably to attempt it and failed miserably. So this is one that I will always be in awe of, and you will be too. Check this one out. Number 9, Flotsam and Jetsam with the song Fuckers. This is a track off of their album Unnatural Selection, and at this stage of the game, Flotsam and Jetsam weren't exactly the same band that they started off as. In fact, whenever they first started out, they had Jason Newsted amongst their ranks, so they were a band of a little bit of royalty for all of 15 seconds, because then Newsted left to become the bassist of Metallica after the death of Cliff Burton, and they were only one album into their careers. However, this song is definitely one where if you want to put up 2 middle fingers to the world, either that or if you're just angry, pissed off, agitated, whatever it is, at somebody, something, or at something that happened to you, this is a great song for it. The lyrics are simple. They're definitely meant to be insulting. They're meant to be extremely vile and really kind of just not very nice. And that's kind of the point of this song, and that's what makes this song terrific, mainly because the music has a darker atmosphere by comparison to the rest of the tracks on Unnatural Selection, so the atmosphere fits the anger that really is swirling within this track. It's definitely one to check out. Number 8, we have Abattoir with Nothing Sacred. This is a track off of an album where we may be discussing this in CKN's Faves in a video in the future, because the album is phenomenal. But this track really executes and showcases what late 1980s speed metal was all about, but didn't have to be speed demons in order to accomplish it. This is a song that is very much about pacing. Consider this to be the speed metal band learning a lot about timing, learning a lot about, musical evolution and songwriting, and really how to let the pace dictate how great a song can be. This is one where the vocals will be a little bit rough, so if you're not into rugged vocals, this definitely is not for you. But it's a great track, it's a huge guitar plus, and it's just an addicting song. This is a song that you can easily get trapped on for hours at a time, just trying to kind of understand what it is that has you kind of hypnotized. It's just that good of a track. That's all the more that there really is to it. I found this band completely by mistake one evening, and I've loved them ever since, even though theirs is a career that is filled with things that are very hard to find, which is really a shame considering this band never really got the attention that they deserved. Check this one out. Number 7, Amorphous with the song Rusty Moon. Now, a lot of you probably know this track, and that's fine, but it's probably not the track that many people expected to see on a list like this. I think what really is important about this song is the fact that it's what ushered me and one of my friends into diving and kind of having an appreciation for a little bit of folk metal that's kind of mixed in with, you know, the melodic side of metal. So this is one that could easily open up a lot of doors for a lot of individuals, which definitely is the reason why it really has that much poignancy and value. And it's not just simply based around the fact that you hear an instrument that's not a guitar, a bass, or, you know, a drum. It's the fact that this just has a really blissful kind of almost, you know, triumphant atmosphere to it in a strange way. And it has kind of a legendary lore, and it just has a lot of little nuances that are impossible to explain. It's very catchy, it's very addicting, it's one that certainly gives your ear the ride that it wants to hear, and also leaves you wanting more, leaves you wanting to explore the discography of this group even further. And at this stage of the game, it was on an album entitled Tulina. This was a station in their career where things definitely got interesting, because that which they did before this sounded very different than Tulina did. And that which they've done since Tulina has certainly also been very, very different. So this is almost like a logical division point for a lot of people for Amorphous's work, and I really love this track, Rusty Moon, off of it. Number 6, how about another song you've probably heard of, and it's probably been told to you that this is great, but it is. Testament's Return to Serenity. This is off of The Ritual, which is widely considered to be Testament's Black Album, their sellout disc, the disc that nobody seems to like, even though they probably all secretly love it. I know that myself personally, I love this disc, and I'm not fucking afraid to say it. It's a tremendous disc. It's one that, even though it definitely does embrace a little bit more of a Black Album-ish idea behind it, with things being slowed down a little bit and everything, this is certainly not anything that was brand new to Testament. It just hasn't been done quite with such simplicity. And this is a song that definitely has simplicity arch to it. However, its beauty is within the lyricism, and its beauty is within the instrumentalization. Alex Skolnick's solo in this song, and really just the emotion and the feeling of his guitar work on this track, is one of the key selling points on this song. And whenever you couple it together with the lyricism, which isn't necessarily, you know, Friedrich Nietzsche or anything like that, this is certainly very simple lyricism, but it's so powerful in its simple metaphor, in its simple descriptions, in its simple statements. It's one where you don't need to do more with a song like this in order to really capture magic and bottle it up. This was one that was able to do a whole hell of a lot more with less and succeed brilliantly. This is a great track. If I made a list of my top 10 tracks by Testament of all time, there's a good chance it'd be right at the top, if not number 1. Don't care what y'all say. Fuck you. Number 5, we have The Glow of the Setting Sun by the band Night Rage. Now this was a offshoot project for Gus G, who was in Firewind, and he decided to do something that was a little bit more in the melodic death metal sound, and Night Rage was Bore, and this is off of their first album entitled Sweet Vengeance. Sweet Vengeance is actually quite a damn good album if you take a listen to it. It's one that certainly captures all of the motivations of its time, but definitely has a little bit more grit behind it, a little bit more edge. This was kind of the moment where melodic death metal was starting to lose a little bit of the grit, because it was starting to trend a little bit and actually get some mainstream attention. You can definitely see the disconnect in albums from In Flames from the latter portions of the 90s, for example, and then the first part of the 2000s. I'm especially looking at, you know, albums such as Reroute to Remain. But with Sweet Vengeance, there's definitely a lot of bite to it, and this song certainly exhibits it. It gives Gus G the freedom and the ability to really showcase his guitar work, but at the same time also contains one of the most addicting intros probably in music history. And that includes the very off-pitch, very off-kilter yell that you hear right as everything kicks in. This is a great track, and it's almost impossible to avoid on this album. If you listen to the whole thing, you're going to be coming to this track often, all the darn time, son of a bitch. So go listen to it right now. Number 4, we have In the Shadow of Our Pale Companion by Agalok. Now, a lot of you probably know this one as well. However, I probably see more people that say to me, thank you for exposing me to this band, so I will continue to champion this amazing product. This is an amazing group out of Portland, Oregon. They are an absolutely phenomenal group that's able to really bring together folk and atmosphere, and there's some post-metal that's thrown in there. There's some terrific blackish metal stylings. There's just so much to really talk about. The key word in all of this is atmosphere, and they're phenomenal at it. This song encompasses atmosphere, and what good atmosphere in an epic song such as this one, because it is more than 14 minutes in length, is all about. If you want to know how to write a song of the epic nature, study the hell out of this, and probably some stuff from Moonsorrow as well. Mainly because this is one where the timing of this is not based around the fact that it's one that crawls. This is a pace-oriented track that certainly has a lot more than that to offer. It's in the building of the layers. It's in the subtle vocalizations that are just as confident as the moments where there are no vocals, where the music drives the narrative. And both sides do that with fantastic results. Listen to this track right now. Even if you know the song, it's time to listen to it again. Number 3, we have The Black Witch by Acid Witch. That's a lot of witches. But yeah, this is a stoner-based metal band, and it's just kind of cool what this song really encompasses. There's a little bit of a horror theme to a lot of their work, and it's one where it's not done traditionally in the traditional stoner style at all times. Like, this definitely has some hardcore shredding. It's not as though you're listening to an old Crowbar song, or perhaps I don't know, an old song from, say, out of the old stylings of the Down catalog, or I Hate God. This is definitely one that has a little bit of a different swampy feeling to it. It's instead one that's very much dictated by the own story that's kind of presented within, considering there is a big horror theme among this band. Great track, love the guitar work on this. It does have its moments where you can get tired of it, but they're rare. Number 2, we have Downward Spiral into Madness by the band Anatta. I've been waiting almost 10 years now, I just realized, for a new damn Anatta album, and God, do I freaking want it. I want it worse than I want a new album by Burzum. I'm just going to throw that out there right here, right now. Fuck you if you disagree. These guys are just absolutely great. This was off of an album entitled The Conductor's Departure, and this is a kickoff track that just gets you right into the mood. And it's got phenomenal guitar work. It's got a very easy to remember chorus of just Downward Spiral into Madness, but the screaming, the vocalization, the death metal stylings are just fantastic here, and it really showcases very quickly all of which this band is capable of doing. And it's a great ride. It's one that you're going to want to take over and over again. And you're going to want to explore their past discography and find other gems. It's almost like listening to Vehemence for the first time and listening to a track such as Kill for God, and then realizing that this song is great, what does the rest of their stuff sound like? And you realize that they're just a fantastic band, and one that you want to own everything of theirs from. And definitely not an easy feat to accomplish, because that stuff's hard to find. But you get my point. Anatta is going to be another one of those bands that you thought that you heard about, or maybe just heard about in passing, but once you listen to them, you'll realize just how majestic this group is, and really how underrated they've been all these years. Number 1, Forgotten Tomb, Blood and Concrete. I'll be championing this album as well. That's a spoiler alert. I'm not sure when I'm going to do it, but Blood and Concrete is easily one of the best heavy metal songs that I have ever listened to, period. And it's very simply put because of the fact that it came on an album where the song transitioned the old into the new for the band. It's one where the previous works of Forgotten Tomb were definitely spotlit on a track such as Blood and Concrete after they had a little bit of an evolutionary shift, after they incorporated a little bit more melody into a subgenre of heavy metal in depressing or suicidal black metal, where you don't traditionally see that all of that often. So that's certainly something to remember. But then you get to the actual track itself. You get to the narrative. You get to the structure of it. You get to everything that this track is able to accomplish. And then you get to that outro. Remember White Walls from Between the Buried and Me? You know how you hear that white walls and you are immediately thrust into a frenzy? Well, Blood and Concrete did that as well. And to be perfectly blunt, if I remember my history, they did it first, but that doesn't really matter. Who cares who's first? It's the fact that this is incredible. They have a slow down moment where you hear a couple of the final lyrics of this album, and then it explodes into 3.5 minutes of just frenzy, and it's fantastic. This is a track I recommend to anybody. I don't really give a crap even if you think depressing black metal is a stupid thing, mainly because this is one that has a ton of melody, it's limited on the blast beats, and the vocals are definitely a little more accessible than, say, listening to Silencer. Well, there you have it. If you want more of this, let me know in the comments below. And actually, let's use the tag phrase of something simple, such as, give me more. I think my brain just pooped.